Joking as well, my answer.
It's continuous, so an action learning set is because it doesn't just finish. We don't just do one and then forget about it.
Like a game of tennis, don't when you win the first set.
Exactly.
Oh, see.
Well done. Good work, Aidan.
Oh.
So yeah, here's a quote from Reg Evans. There can be no learning without action, and no action without learning. Joe, give me your thoughts.
I'm kind of, it's a nice thing.
Think about British Gas.
Okay, so without learners, without us facilitating to learners, they wouldn't ever learn anything, and without us being there to teach them things, they wouldn't be able to do what we do. So applicable to what we do, definitely.
And if you think historically about how we deliver and how change lands here, what's the general occurrence? So Gav, direct debit, perfect example. What happened when we brought in direct debit transformation?
You mean the direct debit?
DD2.
Yeah, like DD1 and DD2.
Yeah.
We brought people in. We discussed how direct debits work, how they've worked in the past, and what can we do to improve them. And then we kind of gave people all these like new ideas and things like that. And things that obviously that's already been brought up to things. These are things that have actually people have made a point across and said, why do we do this? So then we brought in and discussed it and changed it.
What happened after that?
It can probably fell a little bit, as we thought a lot of training has done. Yeah, it never fully got consolidated, I suppose. Maybe because you just don't really seem to get the time and the commitment from people. I think.
I think the issue was there was no. It was the TMs. It was the caffeine and the fact that it was never brought up. I've never heard once somebody get feedback for using the wrong language on a call on the back of DD, which was the whole point of the thing to begin with. Am I right, Katie Lewis?
It always makes me.
Quality assurance never really took it up either. It was just like something that was just like, well, we deliver it, right, you go out there and do it, right, how are we going to prove that it's a bit like,
It makes me think of hospitals and doctors. So you can pass a degree in medicine, book medicine, which is actually what doctors do, and never touch a person, never heal anybody, apart from a cadaver, all the way through training. And you then can call yourself a doctor, but you won't be allowed to work on anybody because you've never actually done any doctoring. So you can have all the education you want and all the learning you want, but until you get your hands on and do the action. But on the other hand, you wouldn't let somebody say, I'm going to start by working on live people and find out what happens when you start to do this, that and the other. So the two completely intertwined. That's the way it reads to me.
And for me, one of the things that I think of, and you nailed it there, Gav, when you said like it died a little bit of the death, and then Aidan sort of hit the point home is that it's our managers that we need to make sure that consolidation happens with. So we gave them the learning. So we gave them the learning to take away the action, and then nobody took away the action. Nobody did the things we were asking them to do on the calls. Subsequently, none of the CAF team got involved and started mentioning it. And as such, TMs then had no onus on them to do anything about it, so nobody did it. What?
How would you spell it? Is it O-W-N-S?
So, one that very much tickles Paul's fancy, being a mathematician. So as a formula for action learning. So, in order to learn, you need to have the programming element of it, which is essentially us, what we do as a team. We're very much instruct knowledge to people. But you also need to have your questioning and your reflection. So thinking specifically about our team managers, thinking specifically about our team managers and the way that they give learning to their teams and make sure that it's happening, where do we think they sit? Which of these do the managers do, and which do you think that they could do a bit better?
Questioning, shouldn't it? Questioning so that they know whether it's being picked up and whether they understand it properly and if they need any further development.
I think they tend to do the programming. They just kind of follow it on with that information really, rather than, like I said, doing what Joe says, like a question and find out what they know, what's not known.
Sorry, I answered your question there. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah,
what they are doing.
They do pretty well, but they just need to do a bit more Q. Can I just say for the record, I feel like this slide would work better if it was P plus Q plus R equals L. I'm just throwing it out.
Simpleton on
Right.
So, thinking, let's go away from that for a sec. Thinking of managers specific, I want you to think of a manager who you think does these things, and I want you to give me an example of what they do.
I can't think of an example where a manager does all of those things. I can think of examples where managers do one or two of those things, but not all of those things.
Give us a one or two then.
Okay. So when Rebecca Knight were my TM, she didn't really do the questioning part to determine what's known and what's not. She didn't really go down about any of that. She were very much do this, do that, do this. So she wanted a thinky feely, let's find out what's missing, let's find out what needs to be done, that kind of thing. That one present when I were on her team. I think Anne was quite good at covering most of those, so another TM that I had. He was quite good at covering most of those, probably in a roundabout way. So Anwar would notice if you had, if you didn't seem right, and then he'd start to pick up on what was causing you not to feel okay, and he'd sort of question you around that, which might then bring him to the point of, well, I'm struggling with this, and doing that then.
We're focusing on PQ quite a lot, so I'm going to go on to R maybe a little bit.
Okay.
And I think you do the reflection thing quite well. Whether anyone else agrees.
Yeah,
I think you do all of it. It's the same as well. Yeah, you do the quiet.
Sorry, Matt. Yeah, you see, I'm leaving you out of the equation.
I've got my strokes.
Listen, there's only room for one brown nose.
I'm
going to go straight in there.
1.6.
Yeah, because you don't really. But the thing is, it depends what kind of. A lot of the time, it depends what type of team the manager has. You don't really need to do the programming thing with us to a certain extent because we are kind of like a. We're
the programmers, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need to do that, but you do the Q and the R bit very well.
So
I like the abbreviations. I'm enjoying this.
That's how I came to leave him out of the equation because
Yeah.
I don't see you as a traditional manager. So you like you look at rest at TMs, your role is very, very different.
You're on the
to
grid,
those
for sure.
roles.
Yeah.
Which is how we got left out of the equation.
Thanks. I've got my strokes. Okay, so very much you've all got to the point at which we want all our managers to be doing all of these things. So what we got out of this morning's session was our managers are good at this. Jez?
I'm looking at this.
Our managers are good at this. They're okay at this, but the reflection bit is often the bit that's missing. So how often, as when you were on your respective teams, did you get brought back in about a piece of change that had happened from your manager and said, how are we all feeling about T2 UK guys? It's not a thing that's ever done.
No.
So what we want to do is we want to create action learning groups as a culture across British Gas. And Holly made an absolutely diamond point earlier of when Michelle talked about this 5-point plan and everything she wants to see change, she wants to bring about cultural changes in customer service. This could be a massive cultural change as to how we land and deliver change. So we give our TMs the tools to action learning groups, they know what they need to do, and then send them away, and it's up to them if they use these action learning groups. I can't imagine why it would be a bad thing to get your team together after a couple of weeks, after a change, and say, right guys, we've got half an hour, let's brainstorm a couple of things, how do we feel about this change that's happening? There you go.
Mind that. Sorry. I'll say brainstorm. What? You're not allowed to say brainstorm. Okay.
Moving on.
No, I'm not joking.
It's what they call it, the medical term for an epileptic fit. So.
We'll mind map it then.
Thank you.
So,
You said mind map, I wouldn't know what you were after.
Mind map is brainstorm. So.
let's go back onto this. So, this was Reg Revan's almost map of what an action learning set would be. So you initially have your problem at the far end, you then get your people together. So you need a specific mix. So you guys have all been brought together and have been planned in specifically because of your personality types, because of the way that you work, because of the ideas that you bring to the table. So if I look at individual development, so on our team we've got some blues, we've got our Machenas and our Peters that will sit back and absorb the information. We do a lot of this very well, so peer-to-peer development, we bounce a lot of ideas off each other, and we come up with suggestions and different ways of working. However, you need your individual, you need your deep thinkers that come out with that nugget of information for us all, and then your peer-to-peer people are thinking and saying, why haven't you said that until now? You know, why don't you get that to yourself? And then you need your organisation and your leaders in there, who lead by example and have got that in-depth experience, which of course we've got within our group as well.
So can I ask a question at this point, Matt? Can you explain to me what would happen if we didn't have those things present then? If one of those things were missing, what definitely would that have?
Good question. So it depends which one was missing. So if it was your deep thinkers, your individual person who's got loads of great ideas but maybe sits back and absorbs what everyone else is saying, you'll miss on that nugget of information. The action learning group wouldn't run the same, because that person can change the flow of conversation, because what you tend to find is these people will keep going all in one direction with each other. It needs this person to change the direction.
I feel like that person's quite keen, feeling frisky, playing devil's advocate,
Yeah.
the individual person.
I like your throw the spanner in the works.
Yeah.
And that's Red Rebels were very clear that often is their role, and it's the person who throws the spanner in the works that sets off the action that moves to something that really changes.
Same with your experience and your leaders that come in. They're the people that can give you that backdrop. So if they're not there, potentially you're missing a lot of experience. So these people are all going in one direction and think they might be getting it right, and there isn't this person to say, actually, yeah, we're going in the right direction for this, or no, from experience, this is how these things need to work. So then you get your action. So one of the great things that I find about action learning groups is we don't then, as managers, we all yearn to do it. We say, right, coaching plan-wise, 3 things that we need to take away, we're all going to do right now, as soon as we leave this room. Actually, it's up to you what you take away from it. You don't actually need, if you don't feel the need, to take anything specific away. However, I guarantee out of the 6 or 7 people in that room, 5, 6 of them will take something away to work on. But the beauty of it is the ownership's all on them. You're not saying to them, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, because then the buy-in's not there. And then what's really key is we then get back together. So an action learning set, we don't just leave it at 1, we come back. So we'll be bringing back up what we've talked about. So from this morning's session, for example, we'll bring that back up in the second action learning group. Right, this is what we talked about last time. What do we want to talk about this time? Do we want to revisit these areas? Do we want to go on to something new? This one, Paul mentioned it earlier, and I was too busy listening to Paul rather than reading what it said. So I want you to read what it says first. And I want you to think about British Gas and the environment that we operate in. Just give me a thought.
So, for me, it's a case of being ahead of the game. So therefore, you're kind of like preempting things. So the market's changing outside, but you've got to kind of like be ahead of that. Because if you're equal to it, you're on the same level. If you're less, you're in the context. So if you're more, then you are already losing them.
Great point.
One of the things, go on, Jeff.
I was saying anything digital, so web chat, stuff like that, keeping up with.
Technology, innovation,
Join the
smart
group.
meters.
Yeah. So
It's keeping up with the times, isn't it? You've got to be keeping up with the times.
we've gone from the Gaslight and Coke company into 21st century British Gas, where people have got boilers that you can control from your mobile phones. You don't even have to ring anyone now, you don't have to pick up a phone. So we've moved from letters to phones, so I don't even have to bother. I can tweet you if I want. I can tell you what's wrong with me in 140 characters.
If you heard what they've done.
We'll leave that. One of the other things that I thought about is, and it sounds really literal, but the amount of change we have here is massive. We have so much change, so many. I mean, just in this week, I've sent you at least 3-4 emails with different briefings on. And I look at myself now and I think, what am I going to do? What should I do to consolidate those 3 things? Because I guarantee you'll skim over it, and then it'll come to taking a call, and you might not use it.
I've looked at them and I can't remember what.
Exactly. So actually, as a manager, as a leader, what should I be doing? I should be doing something to consolidate all these changes that are happening. Because these 3, 4, 5 changes a week, a month, a year, they're staying alive for a couple of weeks, a few months or whatever, and they're going. How many times have you been told this wasn't in Smart Foundation? And you know for a fact it was in Smart Foundation. It's just we've not consolidated it.
I bet the brief about smart meters, getting paid for them will stick around for in people's minds.
Absolutely will.
What?
First minute.
You get paid for smart meters?
What did you pay for an installation?
165 for a single fuel for dual fuel.
I didn't even read the brief.
Aiden's phone times going to be increasing
And it
dramatically.
goes into May as well, goes into May.
We're never
But you cap £150 a month, that's it.
Well, that's how you.
And I've no doubt that the person who put that forward first in the meeting, let's pay the agents to get smart meters put out, probably got a bit of this.
Probably did.
And do you know what they are going to get? 250 quid worth of smart meters, right?
So this happens a hell of a lot.
That'll never happen. Over my dead body, and then 3 weeks later you get a briefing saying this is going to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Oh, that won't work.
Happens to some of us, but not.
Yes. So here's what happens within an action learning group. Here's the kind of people that you need. In an ideal world, this is how it runs. So in an ideal world, what Reg Reverend said was, we're not going to force these people to come to an action learning group. And actually, we're going to adopt the same principle. We're not going to force these people against their will to come to an action learning group. If they really don't want to come for whatever reason, we're not going to force them to come. Why not?
Could they not all go to each other? So could we not end up in a situation where we've got these action learning groups organised and only one person turns?
But I think the thing is with this, we've got the buy-in from the CSM, so they're going to
So
turn.
they're gonna
But and if they don't turn up, it's on them.
What would we do if they did? What would we do if, let's imagine, a significant number of people say, I'm not going, what would our approach need to be?
I think we should reply back to the people that potentially did turn, so we've got 1 or 2, and just try and make at least one out of that group.
I mean, you know,
Do you know what I mean? And then
me and Kate did one with three TMs.
So
And it worked really well.
On the back of this, on the back of what Matt's outlining, what would be the correct response if we found that a lot of people didn't want to engage with it? What would we need?
We need to revisit that at CSMs, I think.
We need to go out there and find out why.
Yeah, find out why.
Find out why.
Absolutely.
Would you not kind of
Yeah.
hope that the 3 people that do turn up would then tell the other people what we got from it, and maybe they think, oh, okay, so maybe I missed out there, and I could do reading on
It's a
that.
bit like whatever to sort of tackle the small ones
Yeah.
and let them
It's really interesting from a management point of view. The last thing we got invited to go on, I remember we got an email say on the Monday, and I didn't look at it. I didn't look at the schedule until the Wednesday. And even on the Wednesday, the first session and half of the second session was still blank. So people were trying to were playing the game and saying, I'm going to plan myself in, but I ain't got time to do it right now. I'm going to put it over here. So we will get people coming along. They'll just want to do it on their terms and put it off as far as much as I can. But yeah, as Aidan said, the CSMs will be bought into this. And the message I want to give them is, I don't want you to beat your people with a stick. I don't want you to force them to come. However, you need to understand the benefit these people will get from attending these sessions. And if they choose not to attend it, that's on you. So it's very strict in terms of how it runs. So this is essentially contacting. We're all pretty comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
It requires a commitment. So actually everyone needs to understand the purpose of it and what the aim is, not just for them to get out of it, but for the group to get out of it. So actually I might go into that action learning session on complex compliance, and I might know 95% of the things that we cover, but in me imparting my knowledge and my experience, I'm helping other people learn. So my commitment isn't